I'm going to show you the components of our Cysto tray and how to put the pieces together to do a cystoscopy here on labor and delivery. You'll notice that it comes with some instruments, 2 cokers, and a straight Mayo. Just make sure that if you're doing this cysto during a C-section that the instruments get added to the count sheet. We have a cystoscope. This is a 30-degree scope. It is covered by a protective white sheath. So to take the sheath off whenever you're ready to use the scope, you're going to turn it just a little bit and then it slides right off, leaving you with this scope. Again, this is a 30-degree scope. A 70-degree scope is also wrapped separately and is located on the cysto tower. We have an obturator, a sheath, an adapter, a bridge, and the light cord. These are what you will find in a cysto tray. There is a separately wrapped tray that contains this camera and headpiece, and you will need to open that as well. The obturator is not very commonly used in our department. Its purpose is to be introduced into the sheath so that when you place the sheath in the urethra, it does not damage it on its way to the bladder. This is not very commonly used here because our physicians like to do this under visualization. If you have this in, you go in blindly and you can't really see where you're headed. So in order to put the scope together so you can visualize your entry to the bladder, you'll have your scope. You'll notice on the scope there's a little notch right here that corresponds with a notch inside of the bridge. It's a male to female component, so you're going to want to slide the bridge onto the scope so that the notches align. Once they align, they should go all the way to the hub here. If for whatever reason you're getting some resistance, just try to turn the bridge 180 degrees so that the notches are together, and then you can lock it using this bar and facing that straight up. So that bridge is locked. Next, you will want to introduce the scope through the sheath. You'll notice that the scope has a slant. You want to face that towards the ceiling. The sheath has an opening here. You want to face that towards the ceiling as well. And then slide the scope right through the sheath until you see it come out of the end. Once you have that aligned, there will be another locking bar here that you can twist, and now that is locked. The adapter here is to accommodate your inflow tubing. I typically just put that right here on the right-hand side. Once your adapter's on, you want to turn all your ports off so that once the inflow is connected, the water doesn't come out. So we're going to turn each one of these 90 degrees into the off position. Next, you're going to want to attach your light cord, which is here. This should just click on. Once you hear it click, it should be all set. You don't need to twist it or anything like that, just a click. Next, you want to put your camera together. So you're going to take this headpiece and just screw it right in to the base of the camera. Once it's all the way down, you'll notice here there's a button you can push to open and release the lock. So you're going to want to push this button down to open it. Place your scope in, release it to lock it. And that is your cysto setup.